This show contains views and opinions that may not be suitable for certain audiences. Listener discretion is strongly advised. A friendly reminder, Mary Jane edibles are not a substitute for actually paying your Lyft driver. Don't forget to tip your bartenders, you filthy fucking animals. And if you've got kinks, we've got links. Don't forget to subscribe, put on your seatbelt, and enjoy the ride.
Howdy, 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 everybody, and welcome to Thespian Talk. I am your host, Gomer the Ranting Thespian, and as of this recording, we are getting hurricaned. Lovely. We're far enough out of it that I can still do recordings and everything, so we're good to go. And with me this week, we've got a full house this week. We've got Michelle.
Hello.
We have got Scolipendra.
Oh, yeah.
And we have, again, Mel Paradise.
Hi, my state's on fire.
Yeah, your state's on fire. Ours is drowning. Or at least the taint is, partially.
Climate change is real, y'all.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, just...
It's the middle of September and I just wore a jacket.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is...
In England,
which... maybe it's me remembering things weirdly or differently because I've lived in several different climates, at least around the United States. But September in a jacket seems normal to me. I don't know if I'm alone with that.
Well, it's like I think that's more like East Coast. You guys have seasons over there. The West Coast, maybe not so much. But yeah, it's like fall. Like over there, starts around late September probably, and then it starts getting chilly and the leaves change.
Yeah.
well, put it this way, we've had cold weather and it's gotten hotter again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even think we had a summer. We had like 2 days that reached 100 degrees, and then it was like chilly throughout the rest of the summer, which is freaking weird.
Yeah, and I blame Florida for taking all of it. Yes, we have constantly had like 80, 90, 100 degree days the past couple of months. It's like...
But you also have hurricanes.
Yeah, which, well, they can cool things off. Rain in general can cool things off. Then you got the humidity.
I was in Georgia once. I hated it. Thanks.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Oh, that reminds me. I finally put my TikTok to use because, of course, I've got one. I mainly got it just to watch TikToks from friends that I follow on other social media, and I did one, and it was one of those duets, like one of the guys was asking questions about your state or what have you, and one of his questions for Florida was, is the traffic really that bad? And I said, no, Atlanta exists, because fuck Atlanta traffic. I haven't driven in it in months, but still fuck Atlanta traffic.
Oh my god. Have you ever been in Los Angeles during rush hour?
Oh, yeah.
That shit sucks.
It does. But I also was never in rush hour traffic in LA as often as Atlanta. So.
Oh, well, there you go.
Oh, jeebus. So, bit of an announcement before we get to most of the other part of the show. Rose and Thorn, normally would be one of his weeks on, but he's having to take a step back, for his own, to make sure he doesn't go and explode. Because, I make it a point to anybody who is on the show, and especially if they want to be regular, that if you need to take a step back to retain your sanity or what have you, do it. Your mental health is more important than this show. That's why even with me being off the road, there have been like weeks or so where the show just hasn't happened because sometimes I need it. Which is what happened last week. Mine was more preventative because I take that very seriously. So, so that way we don't burn out and do all of that. Oh, Lordy be. So, yeah. So the past couple of weeks, who am I going to start? Well, I'll start with Michelle. How's your past couple of weeks been?
I started a new job, and I say new job, it's part-time cleaning, so I'm still doing the morning job. So I'm getting up at 5 in the morning to get a train at 6:30 to do a 5-hour shift to then come home by about 1 o'clock and then sit around for about 4 hours before going to clean an office where nobody is working and therefore is F all to do for 2.5 hours.
I mean, in fairness, you're getting paid to do nothing, and that's pretty good.
Yeah, but I feel bad about it. I'd rather be doing nothing at home and, whatever. Like, I was making enough money at Hamley's to not worry about, anything too badly.
Yeah.
But on the plus side, I may not have to do that for much longer. One, because I'm only keeping up both jobs because one's weekly, the other's 4 weekly, so it's like making sure I've got enough money to see me through.
Right.
But also, fingers crossed for me, I have a job interview for a proper I think it's going to be a full-time job, but it'll definitely be a proper permanent job on Friday, so... Yeah.
Cool. Sweet.
Yeah, it's I don't know if you've ever heard of the store Iceland, but basically it's a frozen food shop, supermarket, and they're opening a new warehouse store.
Nice.
So I'll be like a picker, which is like a home shopper type person, so you order your stuff on the website, and I'm the person that goes... one of the people that goes and gets it, puts it in the trolley and says it to you, hopefully.
Yeah.
That's as far as I understand it, that's what the job is. It's like you go around, you get the list, you pick it all off the shelf, you put it in the bags, and then the driver takes it away.
There you go. Oh, so Mel, how have you been since the last time you've been on the show? I mean, I know. We talk every day.
I am screaming because my country has not done anything to alleviate the pandemic situation. I've been following the protests since like day one that they started, and people are having to take a break from that now because of the wildfires, and on top of that I've been dealing with some health issues. But in the meantime, market was canceled and still can't really get a hold of the unemployment office, so it's a lot of bullshit at once. But I've been staying positive by taking a lot of baths, smoking a lot of weed, doing a lot of meditation, and then doing a lot of art. Just like staying focused on my work has like made it so that I don't go crazy. I just filled up like a 36-page sketchbook. I finished filling it up yesterday, with these like really cool like sacred geometry, like abstract floral designs that I'm eventually going to take and translate into paintings, and I hope that time and finances permitted, I could do a whole new set of canvas paintings, because mostly I do crafting, and people are like, oh, you should do more traditional art, and I mean, nobody's actually said that, but they're like, oh, you're not, I hear like, oh, you're a maker, you're not an artist, and it's like, but I've done art. I've done solo gallery shows. I've done like hundreds of paintings. Like you only see the pixel art and the sushi and the mask. Like that's all you don't see what goes on behind the scenes or my history, what I've done. So it's time for another movement. It's time to make another statement, because like things are kind of shit right now. So I want to make something that's like super pretty and like inspiring, and maybe help get people in a better state of mind.
Cool.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing, is just trying to keep my shit together and make things a little better.
Yeah. And yeah, speaking of your painting, I still got like one of your small paintings that are hanging up around in here somewhere. I think I got a crane.
Which one?
It's the purple one. That's all I can really tell
That's
you.
vague. What's it look
Way to
like?
narrow it down.
Yeah.
The purple one. You know what? I should just do. I should do another movement later on that's just a whole bunch of purple objects, and I will call it the purple one, and it will be inspired by this conversation we are having right now. And people will be like, what inspired this? And I'll be like, don't worry about it.
I still gotta find a place to hang that shiny star that you sent me.
Oh yeah. Hang it up next to the purple one.
There you go. So how about you, Scully? How you been the past couple of weeks?
Kind of alright, I guess. I mean, I'm still dealing with some stomach issues.
Yeah.
But yeah, and also some crap going on with my group, voice acting group. Yeah, animators sort of went MIA. We gotta figure some shit out.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah. Really hope he's okay, but I mean, I'm guessing it's like internet issues because he lives in like Egypt, so.
Oh wow.
Oh.
Yeah.
Isn't Gaza like getting hella bombed right now?
I don't know. I don't think he lives in Gaza, but I'm not sure where in Egypt. But he's been like, I don't know, having trouble. Like his Wi-Fi's not working or something. So.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit going on in that country right now, I think.
Yeah. I just hope he's okay at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I will say, if you guys ever need an animator and can get the money to hire a good animator, I'm trying to pimp out Becky and her animation skills.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I didn't know she did animation.
Yeah, she hasn't practiced animation as much. In fact, she graduated from Ringling with I think it was the graphic design animation department or whatever it was, but she does have an award-winning animated short that she did for her senior thesis, which
Oh, I want to see it.
yeah, I'll try and link it. I think you should be able to see it if you just go to her site, which is, I believe it's just becky-hopkins.com, and she
Cool.
has like her whole portfolios up there, like little animations, the senior thesis and all of that. But yeah. Gee, me pimping out something about Becky's artwork. Take a shot. Speaking of taking shots, yeah. So, one of the trends I've been seeing on Twitter the past couple of weeks was what will happen if Trump doesn't accept the election results come November? Because, you know,
He won't.
yeah, we know. Well, we're pretty sure he won't, unless it's him unanimously winning, which that doesn't happen. And we all know what he does.
It's a total fraud. It's all the mail. You know they voted twice.
Yeah, and here's the thing. We already know how he reacts when he doesn't. How he acts rather when he doesn't have a unanimous vote for him and his presidency. We say that right now. At least 2 or 3 states are on fire, still on fire, and what is he doing? Nothing. And this is California's like second or third go around with this kind of bullshit, by the way. Because I see.
Oh yeah, you know, I survived the 2003 wildfires. I was living in San Diego at the time, and yeah, it may be bad now. Like right now, I'm looking outside my window and it looks like fucking Silent Hill, and like the air quality is it's over 200, which is not good. It's kind of like deadly to breathe this air, but it's not as bad as what I experienced in 2003, which is like being stuck in a car in traffic on a mountain when the sky is black and raining ash and you can like barely breathe for real. Like, so I'm like, that shit sucks, but I survived that, so I'm just sitting here looking out like, alright, this is gonna pass, but it still sucks.
Yeah.
It's not good.
And I do have
And
a
I feel like
solution.
I
I
should
do have a
apologize
solution.
because I have
If
ties of juice in my
Trump
head now.
doesn't accept the election results and he starts going on his temper tantrums and all of that, I have a solution. It costs only 69 cents.
Nice.
Yes, very nice. And 69 cents will buy you a bullet. You can put that in a gun and apply liberally to his forehead. Yes, I'm saying shoot him if he doesn't accept
But
the
he's
results.
a Republican.
I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit.
No, apply fascistically. No.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I actually written this a little bit down. Shoot the bastard in the face, splatter his useless brains all over Pence's expensive suit, and then smother Pence with Trump's post-death shits.
And it would still be a better fashion design than anything Melania's come up with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I initially, full disclosure, I initially was going to say splatter all over Melania's dress, but it's like no, that could be taken totally the wrong way, and then that's not where I want to go with that. So why did you bring it up, asshole? Transparency? I don't know. But
There was some of the protesters have been throwing paint balloons on the cops at the protests out here, and I was like, oh, look at this little piggy jizzed himself, and they're like, don't humanize him. I'm like, I'm sorry, he oinked himself.
Oh my god.
the thing is, pigs do jizz, like real pigs jizz. They kind of have to.
You know, it's a really, they can, yeah, there's some really weird sex pig facts. Like, they can apparently orgasm for, like, hours at a time, which is, like, cool but gross at the same time, because I don't want to think about that. But, like, imagine if you could orgasm for, like, a really long time.
Oh, God, nothing will get done.
You mean you can't?
I mean...
I'm working on it. I'm at my meditation station. I gotta draw it out.
There you go. Oh, God. How awesome would it be to be able to orgasm for 8 hours, but that 8 hours is when you're supposed to sleep? Like...
It would be so exhausting. There's a disorder like that. You know, people that are like hypersensitive. You know, they get off at like the slightest touch, and like it's exhausting. It's not fun to be in a constant state of arousal.
You know,
unless you choose to be, but that's a whole other kink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, this is one of those times where it's like I say an idea and it's immediately like, dude, what the fuck? This is why I do. This is why I do a podcast with other people.
Yeah.
Right. So we can bring up the weird shit, and it's not on you.
Yes. And
We
if
do the weird stuff.
And if I do something, what the fuck are you? I can be immediately called out too.
Yeah.
But yeah. But to kind of bring it down a little bit, because this is important to note and mention. For those who haven't been paying attention to the news, and there might be some, who knows. So the news has also come out that the women who are in ICE custody, you know, the immigrants in ICE custody, are being forcibly sterilized, you know, which by the way, that is genocide. Like,
yeah, those are concentration camps, and people are getting sick, and kids are being abused, and women are being abused, and yeah, it's not okay.
Yeah.
Like, none of that's happening is fucking okay at all. These people work their fucking asses off to, you know, be a part of our society, you know, to have a safe place to work and raise their families and shit. They didn't fucking ask for that.
Yeah.
You know.
And all because
fucked up.
And all because too much of the leadership in this country is xenophobic, racist, bigoted, and just afraid of anybody that is not white.
And they aren't fucking leaders. They're just fucking grubby assholes. They don't have any leadership skills whatsoever. So calling them leaders is a bit of a stretch.
That is true. That is true.
Mm-hmm.
I watched the Damage Report talking about it, and the one thing they pointed out is like, yeah, this is the party of pro-life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, where are you
was it.
pro-life fuckers at?
Yeah.
And
Don't you want all the babies?
Yeah,
All the
and
women to be having all the babies?
And here's the thing. I've heard a pro-life argument in my time that has tried to play the race card for their anti-abortion agenda. Like, oh, they're genociding black babies by allowing abortions. It's like, what? Yes, it's just as fucked up as it sounds. Just, what the fuck is wrong with you? No.
I think there's like a deeper problem with society too when we start looking at each other as like groups of numbers and statistics and failing to realize that each and every one of us has an individual, very enriched experience that we're all having, and every situation is completely different from the next. So like, who could even say what is right or wrong when it comes to what somebody does with their body? I can understand being pro-life, but at the same time, it's like, well, you don't know their situation. Well, shut up. Mind your own business.
Yeah, basically.
My thing is, the only person's business it is the woman's, her doctor, and maybe her baby daddy, depending on the situation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes the baby daddy, you don't want that person in your life.
Yeah. That is true.
You know, I've never had an abortion myself, but I've had to take a morning after pill. You know, I regret nothing.
There you go. Nor should you.
And the thing is, just to counterpoint anyone who might be, for some reason, listening to this who is pro-life, generally speaking, there's quite a journey for the teeny tiny little sperm in order for it to meet the egg. So you're saying that conception happens like the moment, like the orgasm, or the moment, like, no, actually it can happen a couple of days later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Conception.
That shit's
I mean, I know some
wild.
are like more accurate and say, oh, the sperm meets the egg. Yeah, but the sperm and the egg ain't meeting straight away.
Exactly.
So
Clean that shit out.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? Here, quick sex ed thing here. Number one, use a goddamn condom. That's
There you go.
number one.
How about that? Protect.
Yeah. And if for whatever reason the condom is not available, there are other options. Both permanent and semi-permanent.
yeah.
Some of it's just...
Sometimes the condom breaks, so be prepared to fucking go get that pill.
Yeah.
Also, sorry, just a thought I've had, that there are some, I believe even in the UK, because I know a young lesbian woman who knows she doesn't want children, I think has a couple of health issues, but because she's still under 30, they won't do anything with her because they think, well, you might change your mind, or this might happen, or that might happen. And she's like, no. So, there, like I said, even over here, people are refusing, hysterectomies or tube tying or whatever procedure that the young person's asking for, because, oh, but you're too young, you might change your mind, you might want children. And yet, on the other side, you've got this arsehole of a doctor forcibly removing women's wombs that didn't ask for it and most of them don't fully understand English and don't even know what they're agreeing to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
I'd
George-
have my tubes tied if I could, because I don't ever want to bring any children into this world.
Yeah. I mean, and full disclosure, one day I wouldn't mind kids of my own, but I know I'm not goddamn ready for it.
I would, if and when I got older and I felt this like maternal need, like as far as I'm concerned, my art is my babies. But
Yeah.
if I ever felt the need to take care of other beings, it would be like I would adopt, because there are already so many people on this planet that exist that are underprivileged, that are stuck in these systems that are perpetuating these toxic, cycles, and we could pull them out and help them ourselves.
Yeah. Hey, and you know what? If you can do both, do both.
Yeah.
If you're that hell-bent on passing down your genes, go ahead. I'll also consider adoption too. That's also an option. And that way, you don't have to work so hard to give little Timmy or Tammy a little brother or sister.
Right, I know my genes are shit, so my line ends here.
Oh.
I mean, there is the biological imperative that is coded into us, like to want to reproduce, but then, higher beings, the higher intelligence sort of thing, like we can make those decisions. So I get it, I personally do want kids. It's never happened. If it did happen, I'd be like, yay, babies. But, so it's like, yeah, I think the biological imperative is going to be encoded in us forever, because that's just the way evolution works. Make more of you, the species continues. But yeah, you can override it. You can say, I choose to ignore the biological imperative.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's my pennies on that one.
Yeah, I'm a weirdo, so I like to override that shit.
There you go. Well, before we go on to our main topics, Scully, we've kind of been overpowering the conversation. Do you have anything you want to add to any of this?
Oh, the whole abortion thing. If you were really pro-life, you wouldn't just be anti-abortion and also be outraged at the shit going on in these concentration camps. Also, God, if you were really pro-life, you would be against abortion, but you would also be against the death penalty, you'd be against war, you know.
Yeah.
Well, that's I could go off on that. I'll save that for another time, but I could totally go off on that.
Yeah.
Well, I did, sorry, it's a bit of self-pimping here. Erin recently tweeted, every fucking Republican candidate out here is pandering to the QAnon idiots. Every fucking flyer I've gotten in the mail this week includes some bullshit about their plan to keep our kids safe. So my response is 1. Wear a mask. 2. Vaccines. 3. Tighter the gun laws. 4. Comprehensive sex ed at the appropriate ages. 5. Help and support families in vulnerable situations. 6. Medicare for all with no exceptions. 7. ... What? Oh, not these things? So what is their plan?
The plan is to give more to the billionaires and less for everybody else, as it has been since at least the 80s.
I got 3 likes for that. And someone did respond with, keep our kids safe equals don't vote for these idiots.
Yeah, there's that. Oh, so yeah. So to go on kind of a little bit more on the whole child rearing and things like that kind of thing here. We've got our little meme topics for this week. For those who don't know, I saw one of these memes. Was like one like you give your opinion on one topic or what have you, and there's a list of 64 of them. We've been going in reverse order, so we started with the bottom, working our way back up, and we've got again another 4 this week. First one up this week is public breastfeeding, which
Boobies for everyone! Yay!
yeah, and,
Beautiful.
and it's like
Yes.
yeah, for me it's like yeah, whatever, you know. I mean, I don't even remember really having much of a problem with it in and of itself, because it's like, because I've seen it happen out in the wild, in all stages of my life, and really, if you're somebody who gets turned on by a baby suckling on a mother's tit, you might want to question yourself, do some self-reflection, and hope you don't realize something really horrible about yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the way
FBI,
I
open up.
see it is like, that's like, like that's a natural thing. That's a beautiful thing. I think that the patriarchy is challenged by the power that women have to give life to other beings that they do not possess.
Yeah. And
Word, sister.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, it happens, let it happen. I've heard people go off about, oh, why would you do that? And I've heard one argument, maybe like, oh, that's a natural function. Taking a shit on the table is a natural function. It's like, no. Like,
No, reason is required here.
yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, and I know the dude was being a colossal smartass at the time, but just goddamn people, no, that's not how
False
that works.
equivalence.
Yeah.
Also,
Equivalence.
counter to that particular argument, no, shitting on the table is not a natural response, because you wouldn't climb up a table to drop the trowel. If you needed to go, you'd need to go. You wouldn't make a ceremony of it. Well, unless you're doing it properly. But
Yeah.
if you're in that kind of position where you want to make, I know I have a point in here somewhere.
Yeah.
It's not natural to climb up unless you're some other primate, or because sloths live in trees like almost their entire lives. Even sloths come down to poop. Getting higher to poop.
It's like the only time they move is to like go take a shit like every couple weeks or something, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
And it's also when they're most vulnerable, so they're like super happy but could die, but at least they'll die happy. I don't know. But yeah, so even animals that live high come down to poop. So no, pooping on the table, not a natural thing.
It's not.
Facetious or not.
No.
That just makes you a huge asshole.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh. So,
But in conclusion, breastfeeding is beautiful and people should allow it.
yeah.
Yeah.
No matter where you are. It's like, babies gotta
Celebrate
eat.
life-giving boobies.
Yes.
Yay. Or just boobies.
Yeah, boobies, tubies.
Peace. And I think we all can agree on all of that. So the next one up is pansexuality.
Valid.
That's me.
Yeah.
Valid.
Very valid. Of course it is.
Oh.
Because
I like our flag. It's pretty nice. It's got teal and yellow and pink.
It's very pretty.
yes.
Yeah.
And this is one of those things where it's like, in my mind, because I don't see much of a difference between pan and bi. They're just that similar. But even with that, it's still valid. It's like you like who you like.
Yeah.
You get the juices flowing for whoever you get the juices flowing for, or whoever gets your juices flowing, whatever. It's like,
Yeah, and people
Yeah.
get their juices flowing for different reasons too. You know, a lot of people, look at it through a very shallow lens of like, oh, it's like this and that label, or this person's male, this person's female. It's like, well, what if you're somebody who like looks beyond all that, and you just like human beings that are nice and intelligent and that you get on with? You know, it's not a matter of, some people don't think in that way. It's like, yeah.
yeah, some people get turned on by intelligence, high intelligence, low
That's
intelligence,
me.
whatever. There you go. Or some
Yeah, I
people
think nerds are fucking hot.
Well then,
Hi.
Why do you think I'm here?
there you go.
Oh,
and for
keep
some
losing
things,
sound,
I
guys.
constantly,
Okay.
I constantly reflect on my own self in terms of like my own sexuality, and while I know good and well that I am heterosexual, like if the person has a penis, the penis is the turnoff. It's like, my own one thing, sure, but not on somebody else, really.
Like what is it? Is it like a dude thing? It's like my sword is best sword.
It could be rooted in that, but and I do want to stress that even with that little bit that I mentioned, that doesn't mean the person who is attached to said penis is any less valid for their feelings or thoughts or anything else. It's just penis don't do anything for me. That's all there is.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Right.
Because there are people out there. Oh, vagina doesn't do anything for me. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
What about tentacles though?
Depends on the context.
If
Probably
they're
not, but you know
consensual
what?
tentacles, then sure.
Yeah. But
Sorry, Scully?
I said if they're consensual tentacles, then sure.
yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Nice.
Yes. Speaking of tentacles, I am loving the segues
I
this
know.
week.
That's why I said it.
Yeah.
The next one, hentai.
The next one is hentai
Yep.
/ porn. Which, yeah, again, also a valid. It is. I don't care what Kenneth Copeland or Mike Pence or anybody else says. It is a hentai and porn. It's really all porn, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
So, so it is a legitimate thing. You know, whether it's artsy porn, whether it's porn just to help you get your rocks off, whatever. It's like any other form of media.
Do we need to get them a T-shirt that just says hentai? It exists.
Yeah, let's do that.
Oh boy.
Do you guys? I don't really watch a lot of anime or hentai myself, but do you guys have a favorite hentai?
I don't really watch hentai and as like anime porn hentai. I watch a lot of regular porn, but not so much hentai.
If you could turn any of the porns that you've seen into a hentai, which one would it be, and what spin would you put on it?
I would be very boring because I would be like, I just want to see this person animated and getting all of the sex. I am very boring in that way. I do have a former girlfriend who would be like, yes, tentacles everywhere, yes.
There's a writer that lives in Bellevue, Washington. I'm gonna drop his name real quick. His name's Thomas Duder. He writes sci-fi action, like urban magic, like novels. And he has this. We have this ongoing. Oh, and he's also the singer in a band called Anubis Unit, which is pretty great.
Nice.
And we have a joke, and he's always going on about how he doesn't have a penis; he has 8 tentacle dicks, and like he sticks to that. He sticks to that, and when he refers to his penis, he says "my tentacle dicks," and it's like it's integrated into his being. So Thomas Duder does not have a regular penis; he has 8 tentacle dicks, and no one could tell you otherwise.
There you go. Canon accepted. I've seen him around on the socials. He seems like good. He seems like a good dude. So.
Yeah, he's cool as hell.
Yeah.
He's a bit mouthy, but he's cool as hell.
Aren't we all a bit mouthy though?
Well, yeah, this scene is, yes. Especially in the Northwest, we've got a lot of sass.
There you go. So yeah, Scully, How about your thoughts? I think, we've been kind of overpowering you. Sorry, man.
It's okay. I'm kind of spacing out a bit. Anyway, porn and hentai in and of itself, I don't have a problem with. I mean, but I do have some problems with the porn industry, if that makes sense, because there's a lot of abuse going on in that industry. And, there's some shit about Pornhub that I heard about. I don't know how true it is, but
might have heard some stuff about it too. I can't recall it at the moment.
Yeah, something about someone has a video of them from when they were 15, and Pornhub is refusing to take it down.
Yikes!
Yeah. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is why you should pay for your porn. For those who don't know, Pornhub is free.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. So.
Yikes.
Yeah, very much. Just and I am.
Yeah.
And yeah, there and I've.
You know what?
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. You finished that thought because I have something that's related, but it's on a lighter tone.
Okay. I have seen a lot of sex workers, porn performers, etc. They do speak out about the abuse in the porn industry. In fact, there's even one, Mia Khalifa. She's not doing porn anymore, but when she did, she was doing shoots for a company called Bang Bros, which something that I used to frequent a little bit more when I had the money to do so. And yeah, they didn't exactly treat her right, and she's been speaking out about her experiences like, So the way I see it in terms of like the whole quote unquote industrial, I don't know why I put it in quotes, but the industrial abuse in the porn industry, it's in terms of heinousness and all of that, it's not much different than abuses you would see in other industries. It is different in a lot of cases because you pressure people into scenes that maybe they don't want to do, and thus more things with their bodies. But at the same time, you also have similar with, say, the trucking industry, when you have dispatchers and customers that want a driver to push beyond their own limits more often than they're comfortable with, and thus putting their body in danger too. So it's not a one-to-one comparison, but the point is, all of these larger industries, they do have the abuse, and especially in porn, it is definitely a lot more heinous too, because you're getting into some real personal shit here. Like, so yeah, so to keep the focus on the porn industry here, to everybody who is speaking out against the guys who are pressuring Mia Khalifa in from Bang Bros, to all the people who pressure women and men, but it's mostly women, into scenes that they don't want to do, that sort of thing.
Yeah, stop it with the coercion bullshit. Coercion is nonsense, and we can see through that shit. And it was a product of its time, and now that time has passed. It's time to respect women, and get it together.
Yeah, and there are some other things that are along with just the community in general, because you even have toxic comment. Of course, you're gonna have toxic comments on like porn videos or whatever. If I had $1 for every time I saw something like, well, your tits were better back then, or, why don't you take it up the ass, or something. It's like, guys, shut the fuck up. Let her do what she wants. If she
That's
asks,
some petty bullshit. Why would you waste your time leaving those kinds of comments? My goodness.
I know, right? It's like, and in some cases I could agree, but I'm not going to say it. That's for me. That's for my brain.
Well, engagement helps the algorithm, so whatever.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so I've got a problem with the porn industry. Hear me out, all right?
Okay.
It's nothing super serious, but okay, so when dudes get like a sex doll or a sex bot or whatever, it's usually humanoid, right?
Yeah.
Well, when women have like a sex bot, it's usually like a simian or thing that like jabs at them with like a pole or something, and it's like, but why aren't there humanoid robots for women? Why don't women get sexy robot lovers? Like, dudes get to fuck these fucking sex dolls and shit. Like, but I don't want like a humanoid robot. I want a robot. I just want to fuck a robot.
Yeah, there you go.
Fair enough.
Get like, oh my god. Here,
No.
horrible idea. Wally with a
But
penis.
I don't know about that. That's a little too robot. You know, it's gotta be humanoid-ish. You know, it's gonna be like, and you know, I'm talking about like a sexy android or something. You know.
There you go.
Yeah. But yeah,
Speaking as a
more
long-term-
women on robot action is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
All right.
I was gonna say, speaking of a long-term fan of data, I approve of this message.
There you
Yeah. See, like, yeah, that'd be fine.
Fully functional.
go. Yes.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay, so side note on that, my we were discussing like, because obviously Brent's makeup would come off everywhere, especially on all the perspex, and saying like, citing instances where you could see the makeup, like the little yellow blobs everywhere. He's put his hands down, and then one of my friends just turned around and said, "Oh my god, can you imagine Tasha?"
Oh my.
And if you don't get that reference, you're not a true TNG fan. At least not season 1 TNG fan.
It's been a while.
So yeah, and our last one for this week.
I like porn too, by the way.
Yeah, I think we all agree that porn is valid and awesome in and of
yeah.
itself.
Just certain.
Yeah.
Actually, one thing I will say, not so much about the industry because you've covered that, but because I currently can't really afford to pay for it, I use certain like Tumblr-esque websites that grew up when Tumblr decided to be childish, and they have a good tagging system. So if you see something that you don't like, you can say, "Please do not show me this tag again," and then you refresh and it goes away. Except when people don't use the tags properly.
Yeah,
And you see
that
shit
is
you
a
didn't want to
problem.
see again.
Yeah, I have subscribed to several sites over the years that have a similar system. The current one I'm subscribed to with that is Adult Time, which is basically like scenes from movies and all of that and other things here. And they have a decent tagging system, and most of the time it works.
Yeah.
Most of the time. But then you tell it, okay, I don't want to see, say, a fisting video. Okay, no problem. Most of the time you don't get it. And then all of a sudden, up on the thing I'm looking through, I'm browsing, all right, and then suddenly there's one where a girl has her fist in a vagina. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't want to see that. But
For me, it's mostly I'm trying to avoid scat because, dude, I mean, we're trying not to kink shame, but dude.
yeah, that's a shitty situation.
Yeah. Corner, now.
Joke's on you, I work in the corner. Oh, but all right. So our last one here is anime, which hey, it exists. I am not as big of an anime fan as others are. There are some that I do enjoy. Some of them are more mainstream than others. We all know I'm a big fan of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I've also been more into Dr. Stone, Demon Slayer. One of my biggest ones has been Yu-Gi-Oh! Mostly just the original series, not any of the sequels as of late. And of course, Pokemon has the anime, which hey, you know what? The day before we recorded this, September 15th is now officially Ash Ketchum Day, because it was on September 15th last year where he won the Alola Cup. The Alola Championship and all of that. His first official Pokemon Championship in the series after like 6 generations of just losing. So yeah, but there's also like, if y'all have seen these memes going around, whereas like you have like 4 different sets, and it's like, okay, you were which one of these sets were you born under, that sort of thing. And there's one for anime, and the earliest one went to, I think, maybe late like 2008 to 2011. 2008 to 2010, because Hunter x Hunter was the next one up, and I remember that particular one, I believe, was 2011. So the first one was pre that, and I'm like, you don't go back far enough. Where's Yu-Gi-Oh? Where's Pokemon? Where is Dragon Ball? Where is Unico? Because Unico was my first.
Yeah, like where's Sailor Moon? Where's what was that one with the mechas?
Yeah, Gundam and
Voltron, the original Voltron.
I mean,
yeah, that's what I was thinking, Voltron.
Yeah, and hell, Lupin
and
the
there's
Third.
Caitlyn. I mean, the ones you don't think necessarily anime. Caitlyn confirmed when she was on that. Yeah, I don't think mentioned it ago, but Ulysses 31. That's technically anime. That's like 80s, late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it didn't begin just when you decided it began.
Yeah. Well, see, the thing is, it wasn't that they set this arbitrary thing that really bothers me. It in and of itself, it doesn't bother me. It's like, yeah, whatever, created by somebody younger, but that also made me feel really old. It's like I saw that. I actually texted Mel, and I said, and I quote, "Mel, I feel old."
I think I'm still the oldest person in the room, so
yeah.
Are you? I'm 33.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the oldest.
Oh, okay.
Oh, but yeah, anime is just like any other thing, really. I mean, there's some good, there's some bad. Take the good, you take the bad, you take both. There you have the facts of anime.
Facts of life.
Yeah.
I've seen a few. I like what I've seen. There's a few others that I'm interested in. I have seen like the first few episodes of Cowboy Bebop. I do need to get back into that. Mm-hmm. But for me, and this I think, I mean, you'd probably say this about a few different things. But with some anime series, you think, oh, what's that from? You see some clips and stuff. You go, oh, what's that? Oh, that looks kind of cool. But the point of entry is so high because some of them got so many episodes. It's like, yeah, I've got other things I could be doing right now.
Yeah, hi,
I'm
Naruto.
not saying those shows are necessarily... I'm not saying those things are bad. They're probably fantastic. But if you're going to start watching something, start with something shorter and like, what can I watch in a couple of days kind of thing, and then maybe I'll go for the long ones. But
yeah.
So I think that's putting off a lot of new fans for classic anime.
Yeah.
Because it is a high point of entry, but it doesn't make it bad. It just means that I'm probably going to watch something else first.
Yeah. If you want a good, short, older anime to watch, and by older I mean just like when I was in high school, Harigu is a good one. They've got... The first 2/3 of it are actually dubbed. They're kind of hard to get a hold of legally, sadly enough. Yeah. But there are other means. But those other means also are subbed. I haven't seen the dubbed ones available in those other means. But it's pretty good. It is insane. And I'm sad that it hasn't gotten the love that it deserves because, at least for the American dub, Stephanie Sheh, I can never pronounce her last name. She got an award for her portrayal of Goo, who, oh lordy, oh, Goo is adorable, and she is an adorable troll. But yeah, just there's just so many good series out there that they don't get the proper love, and that's definitely one of them. Yeah. So on that note, I believe we could go ahead and go take our break. And before we do, I've got to say we have got a new ad in there. I'm going to, for this one episode for patrons, I'm going to put it in there so all the patrons can hear it without having to go to the public ones or anything, because it is for a show, new podcast that's been recently put out called, got the damn name here. It is, it is, I want to make sure I got it right, Channel KRT. It is a podcast that stars Kitty Quinn, Randy Martin, and Tyler Green, hence KRT. And they look at some of the more obscure media from just all over the time, mainly like back in the day. Their first episode is actually about the 1990s Alice in Wonderland series that was on the Disney Channel. And, well, I will say this. I'm not going to say who the special guest in that episode was. Like, the Alice in Wonderland episode, not the podcast episode. But the special guest got a good cream pie. I worded it that way on purpose. But no, it's all good. They're found on pretty much anything, and they said, hey, I said, hey, you want your ad to play on the show, and they said yes, and I'm like, yay. So yeah, everybody's gonna hear the ad this time, so everybody has a chance to hear their spiel, and then then after this episode it'll be treated just like the other ads. If you're a patron, then you won't hear it on the Patreon feed, but yeah, so and that's mainly because I know I'm gonna do that, and if patrons are like, wait, you forgot to take out an ad, that was on purpose. Because you guys you guys should hear it at least once. So yeah, when we come back, we'll look at some news, so stick around. Hey folks, we'll get back to the show in a moment, but first I want to tell you about Patreon. Patreon is what I use to get around all of the YouTube adpocalypse bullshit, and while I don't have a lot right now, every little bit does help. And if you like what you hear or what you see on any of my videos or podcasts, head on over there. For as little as $1 a month, you can get all of these things early before anybody else does, and you can get them completely ad-free. Yeah, I know YouTube right now is technically ad-free, but at some point, I'm probably going to get big enough to where ads will start coming in, and those can be annoying, so you want to avoid that, right? If you go ahead and go now over to patreon.com/Gomer21XX, leave $1, $5, doesn't matter how much, you can get all of these. Again, you can get them early, and you get them without ads, even when I reach the point on YouTube to where ads can be put on these videos. So it's a win-win. And you can even avoid the ads that go up on the Anchor versions that go out to all of the other websites that are out there. No ads. It's great. So that's patreon.com/Gomer21XX.
And now, an important message from Tyler Green, Kitty Quinn, and Randy Martin.
Are you tired of asking yourself if that obscure show or movie you watched once was a fever dream?
Is it still in your brain to this day as a 3 a.m. channel-changing hallucination? Well, join us as we yank that said memory out of your subconscious while we do a deep dive on it on Channel KRT.
Channel KRT is a new bi-weekly podcast where we look at the best and worst of obscure media. We'll be covering such topics as
The Puzzle Place,
Clown TV,
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, the TV show,
Reanimated,
The Weird Al Show,
We Sing,
and more. Join us every other week over at Spotify, YouTube, Anchor, and wherever podcasts can be heard. Channel KRT, cut to static.
Howdy, folks, and welcome to my little solo segment of the show here. I just want to take a moment to talk about a weird thing that happened to me. I forgot to bring it up in the main show. That happened with YouTube's bots. So what happened was I uploaded just a little thing while I was drunk the other night. Just talking about and riffing on commercials, a la the Jacksepticeye's How Funny Is Home videos type thing, where he kind of riffs, but then he pauses, talk about it here and there. That's kind of the thing I did there. Because I thought it was fun. I was drunk, and it's like, hey, you know what? There's like a channel dedicated to old commercials. So plugged in the 90s commercials list and did the first two. Yeah, it went out fine. I went up, did the thing. Patrons got it. People got it. But while it was cooking on YouTube, as by cooking I mean sitting in unlisted so the patrons can have first crack at it, I got a copyright notice on it, which, okay, weird, considering the original commercials videos don't have that on their own videos, but okay, whatever, I do think it'd be something like, there's a song that was used in the video or what have you, or McDonald's is being a little bitchy with their things, even though it doesn't happen, but first time for everything. Turns out they flagged the video for a song that was never in the damn compilation to begin with. They flagged it for Carly Rae Jepsen's Call Me Maybe. It's not in the thing. In fact, the song hadn't even been thought of by the time those commercials had come out, and these were like 1990. Like the actual year it came out. It's not just like, oh, this is from 90 and this one's from 95. No, they were all 1990. So Carly Rae Jepsen is probably a child at the very least at the time. I think she's younger than me. She might, I don't remember how old she is, but yeah, she was probably a child at the time this commercial came out. So there was no way in hell she could have written and performed that song then. Especially not the way we hear it. That is not a child's voice. But yeah, naturally I went and I said, hey, yeah, this song's not even in the damn thing. What's wrong with you? So that's just a weird thing that happens. It's like the whole bot system where you get claimed or whatever. You could be claimed by bad actors or what have you. That's some bullshit. What YouTube really should do is, and they have Google money. Like the price of a Google stock. For those who want to know how well Google is doing, I can look that up right now, even as I make this thing, and all that good stuff. Let's see. Google is currently sitting at a stock of over $1,500 per stock. They're doing fine with money. They can afford to hire more people to keep an eye on the YouTube stuff. You know, people upload something gets flagged silently. Oh, hey, wait, let's check this out. Okay, here's the thing. You know, hire more humans is what I'm getting at. And it seems to be the old refrain, hire more humans and all of that really good stuff. Google can afford it. And if they have to get higher outside help, there are billionaires that can do it. You know, that's basically we can afford to put more jobs in people's faces, but nope, apparently we can't. And then you have people, and you have certain politicians or pseudo politicians saying that, yeah, our jobs, we lost like 10,000 jobs. Well, we got 5,000 jobs, so that's job growth. What? The numbers were pulled out of my ass, but the point hopefully remains the same there. But I kind of got away from myself. Basically, YouTube, get your shit fixed. Hire more people. You got that Google money. I know you can do it. Just hire more people. Hell, I'll work for you. Shit. You know, you know, it's a work from home thing. You could do that. Oh, hey, perfect job for the Corona times. Oh. So yeah, that's it. Enjoy the rest of the show. And we are back from our break. And yeah, we're just gonna hop right into it. And I will warn you ahead of time: prepare a shot. So our first one comes out of Benton, Arkansas. People in a Benton neighborhood are on high alert after a thief was caught on camera swiping a package right off a porch. We talked to a woman who says she got a notification her Amazon package was delivered Friday afternoon, and when she got home, it was gone. I bought this house 2 years ago. Never had an issue with my packages being stolen, explained Vanessa Lowe. The thief was caught in the act on Lowe's surveillance video, taking her package of light bulbs from Amazon. That's my stuff. I ordered that. I spent money on it. It's mine, said Lowe. Lowe says her Benton neighborhood is typically quiet and thinks the suspect was just driving around the area looking for packages out in the open. And I know what you're thinking is like, why is this in the show? This is mundane in comparison.
Like, that happens to a lot of people, yeah.
Yeah. So, you know. But before the man took her package, he left a list tucked under the mat. And once I read the paper and noticed it was Bible scriptures, I was like, what is this? Did he print these off? It was just what the homeowner Lowe was asking. The sheet under the mat has multiple books of the Bible typed out on neon green paper. I actually looked them up. What were they? I would like to know too. But it was just kind of weird to me. I don't know why he used it, said Lowe. Spreading the gospel by stealing your light bulbs. I guess this is a thing in Arkansas.
He had to spread the light, you know. He had to.
There it is.
He had to become the luminous one.
Yeah. And Lowe does hope the thief will read up on verses about stealing and that her neighbors will keep an eye out for him. I mean, I've read those verses too, and well, I mean, doesn't stop piracy, that's for sure. But yeah. Now, to Amazon's credit, by the way, it does note that they do plan to refund her order. So at least they're doing something. So to their credit. But just the hell, dude. I mean, it's bad enough you're swiping things off of people's porches, but leaving Bible verses behind? That's one step away from not tipping your waitress and just leaving the fake $20 bill with the fucking proselytizing shit. You're one step away from that, dude.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Just So, Scully, we're gonna start with you on this one. What do you have to say about this?
As if you couldn't be more dickish by stealing someone's package. Ugh. I mean, first of all, I'm an atheist, and if someone proselytizes to me, I'm gonna get pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah, huh?
I mean, especially. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Nice.
But yeah, just. Michelle, how about you?
I mean, let's assume for a moment the dude was a chancer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not condoning it. I wouldn't do it myself.
Right.
But if you're a chancer and a thief, I can sort of see, oh, there's a package on the doorstep. That doesn't look attended. Quick in and out. And then you open it up. Oh, shit, it's just light bulbs. But you could be getting something actually quite valuable. So I'm not condoning it, but as a chancer, I can see why you would do that.
Right.
But the Bible verses?
Yeah.
If you're going around with slips of paper or Bible verse, yeah, there's the whole bit about not stealing and being good to your neighbours.
Mm-hmm.
Yup.
I'm an atheist too, and I don't even know that much.
Yeah. And megaphone aside, what do you have to say about this one, Mel?
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. I think that's a dickish thing to do, and that, maybe that person was on drugs or something, because you believe some wackadoodle religious nuttery, when you're in those states of mind.
Yeah.
So maybe they needed those light bulbs to fuel their meth addiction or something. I'm not judging, everybody's got their own issues and stuff, but don't fucking steal people's packages off their porches. That's not alright.
Yeah.
Just fuck that.
Mix
and don't fucking preach at them either. That's double rude.
Makes me glad that our mailbox is larger than average. So
I actually quit Imperfect Produce because they kept leaving my produce box in weird places around the neighborhood, and sometimes it would be in the wrong building, sometimes it would be in the hall, not even on the right floor, and somebody would bring it to me, and I'm like, holy shit, thank you, that's my food for the whole week. So I was like, fuck this, your service sucks.
Wow.
You guys suck. Yeah, so yeah, it happened and then there would be items missing too, so it was 5 weeks in a row. So don't purchase Imperfect Produce. It was good at first, and then the quality just dropped super low. I don't know if they have a problem with this neighborhood or with me personally or whatever, but it's unacceptable for paid service.
Normally carrots and stuff.
Yeah, it's just carrots and potatoes and fucking but they just
ugly fruit.
Yeah, I mean it's not even that ugly. It's
ugly looking fruit.
The shops don't want to sell because it doesn't look as pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's typically nothing wrong with it. I think it's a bullshit. They're banking on people doing the virtue signaling thing, I'm saving the environment by buying this excess fruit, and it's actually the fruit's not that bad, and your service actually kind of sucks. So what's the point,
Yeah. It sounds like it would be better if their service was better, but
yeah.
The concept sounds solid. It's a shame they got kind of flat with it.
Yeah.
I think it's in the name.
Yeah. It wasn't referring to the vegetables. It was referring to the service itself.
There you go.
Yeah.
So speaking of meth, out of
don't do synthetics, kids.
Yeah, out of LaGrange, Indiana.
Oh,
I
no.
heard they want me, but I can't go back there.
Oh, good.
But nah. And if you get that reference, you get a point. A man high on meth apparently shot up the inside of his house after imagining people were trying to break in and steal some of his belongings this past weekend, according to the LaGrange County Sheriff's Department. By the way, this is where you take the shot, because Nash also covered this on What the Fuck Is Wrong With You. It's interesting how we cross over sometimes. Police began their investigation Sunday after receiving a report that a man was yelling and swinging a broom handle on private property. Like you do. When deputies arrived on the scene, they found a man identified as Mark King of Walcuttville under the influence of drugs. They determined King had consumed methamphetamine on Friday and Saturday, and that's what triggered the hallucinations. Really, no ninjas on the lawn? Well, maybe that's what he was swinging at. After engaging in a gun battle with the imaginary people inside his home, King went to a neighbor's house where he went inside a garage and broke a window after throwing a gun at it. He then left the garage, and that's when police found him. He was taken to the
That's
hospital.
not how you use a gun, Mike, or Mark, or whatever the fuck his name was.
He may have been out of bullets. That's the only excuse I
Just
can think
throw
of.
my gun at things.
Yeah. See, he was taken to the hospital where he was treated and later released to the police. He gave written consent to a search of his property, where police found the interior of his house has had multiple bullet holes. That came from the inside. I almost said multiple bullet wounds.
The house is wounded. It's property violence, everybody.
Yep.
King faces charges of possession of methamphetamine and possession of paraphernalia. Well,
No.
just who are you shooting at, my man? I want to know what he was hallucinating. Was it ninjas? Was it ninjas?
If he was, I want to know, because like different drugs do weird shit to your brain, and I'm about learning about what is happening with those conscious processes. When you're on this I listen to trip stories sometimes that I'm online doing my work or whatever, and one of the things I've heard, a lot of stupid kids get high on is Benadryl, because it's got this chemical in it that's actually dissociative, and people hallucinate and they see spiders and shit coming out of the walls, and it's what would happen if he had that substance? Would he be shooting the house, or would he be running around? Would it affect? I want to know. Everybody, drugs always affect people's brains in different ways. So it's always interesting to just kind of think about the different dimensionality of it, the different possibilities.
Yeah. I once dated somebody who was addicted to meth.
Oh no.
Yeah.
How'd that go?
Well, at the time she was off of meth, thankfully, but she had been in the past. And she kept mentioning that the government put a chip in her brain, and people from the government were talking to her inside of her head, that sort of thing. And I'm and it's okay. At one point I rolled with it because I had to cope somehow, and it made her laugh, so I guess that worked. I don't know how good that actually is overall, but it was mid-2000s and I was stupid, and well, she had big titties, so think about it.
There's that.
Yeah.
All right.
But
Do what you gotta do.
yeah. But yeah, just like you were saying, different effects for different people, and I think her uncle was also a meth head too, and we didn't interact with him much. So
Probably for the better.
yeah.
People shouldn't get wrapped up in that stuff. There are drugs that are actually good for you, that it can work to make your life a lot better and more efficient, and not destroy your brain.
Yeah. Or
They'll get you out of your head for a little bit, sure, but ultimately the benefits are much better, on a medicinal level.
yeah. And hey, sometimes one needs to be out of their head, because they're in their head. It's full of eternal screaming.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, man.
Which, god damn, why can't we have legal marijuana here in Florida?
Right? Needs to happen. Make it happen. Vote it happen.
Yeah. Which means we need to get rid of Ron DeSantis. Fuck Ron DeSantis.
We got psilocybin mushrooms for medicinal use on the ballot this year, which I'm super stoked on.
Nice.
I don't think I could
'cause I'm not.
I don't think I could do shrooms, mainly because I just don't like mushrooms. So
No.
Well, you can always take them as like a capsule form or as a tea. There's a lot of different ways to eat them. And, you don't even got to eat like a hallucinogenic dose to get the benefits of it. You can microdose, and that actually has really great benefits.
Yeah. And like until recently, I had like this thing of the edible pot, basically edible marijuana, or as they put it, microdosed cannabis-infused mixed fruit tart, which is basically weed tarts, all that. 2 milligrams per tart, and I think the most I took at once was 4, and well, I was feeling all right. Wasn't going anywhere. Just
Yeah.
ooh. Yeah.
I like getting buzzy sometimes. It's just
I
get a little buzzy.
do. Yeah, I do dabs every day because I got like stomach issues, and so it helps with that a lot, But it's like my brain's to the point where like I can't really get high anymore. I'd have to take a tolerance break to actually like feel like high,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. So yeah, don't do meth, kids.
Yeah, don't do that shit. Just take the herbal remedies that the good earth gives you.
Yeah. I mean, if you really must poison your body, use alcohol.
Yeah. Also, this is another argument for gun control. I'm sorry, but it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh God. So, anything anybody else wants to add before we go to the next one, or?
I mean, by the
if
sounds of
you're-
it, no. Sorry.
I was gonna say, if anybody's not wearing a mask, they still need to wear a mask.
Well, you
Yeah.
know what? Speaking of
All I was
masks-
going to say is...
Oh.
Sorry, all I was going to say is it sounds like nobody got hurt, so that's good.
Yeah. Which is why I was also on What the Fuck Is Wrong With You? Because that's Nash's parameters there. We don't have those.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
No.
It's still,
Yeah.
different strokes, different folks. But speaking of masks, out of Hartford, Connecticut, state officials have announced that those who violate an executive order put in place during the pandemic will be fined. The executive order being, wear your damn mask and social distance. And if, don't have an event that exceeds like 25 people indoors or 100 people outdoors. So, these new fines. It is $100 for violating the mask order for like not wearing a mask while social distancing. And they do make a note that those with a written doctor's note are exempt. So I think it would be rare, but you know what? You take you want to make sure your ass is covered, and that's fine. 200.
It's your face that needs to be covered, not your ass. It's your face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where you off to?
So $250 for attending an event that exceeds the size limit. Like I said, 25 indoors, 100 outdoors. But if you organized the event that exceeds the size limit, it's doubled, 500. So yeah, Connecticut is not going to be fucking around. This is something
Good.
Something that maybe Florida could do. DeSantis, maybe instead of declaring wrestling as an essential business, maybe you could have had this shit on lockdown and we wouldn't have this problem.
Yeah, they just set us on fire, and that was that.
Yeah. Just wow. I mean, there's a little bit more about like behind the scenes and all of that, and this is supposed to take effect later in the week, so probably the next day or two after this goes live for everybody, it should be in effect. So yeah. So I think we can all agree is good, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Good.
Yeah.
Go on then.
And again, more states need to do this. Do you hear me, DeSantis? Same asshole who was told that he needed to have a Supreme Court pick by Monday at noon. He barely got it in on time. Phrasing. And it turns out the person he put in the Supreme Court slot is some Christian fundy person.
Oh, no, you surprised me.
Gross.
Like, God damn it, DeSantis.
I got a question. Does your daddy's the mayor of your town, can he enforce a mask mandate?
He actually has, fairly recently. I don't know if he did it beforehand or not, but but he did put out. He did say like, hey, y'all gonna go out? Wear your masks. It sounds like kind
good
of
on him.
Yeah, sounds like kind of a soft thing because you don't want to, because we are a small town and you don't want to upset people, but at the same time, I'm like, fuck them,
Yeah. If you're a small town, you have more reason to enforce that shit.
Yeah. Oh. So yeah, we got enough time for one more because this one is really good.
Cool.
So speaking of small towns, I think this was a small town. An elected official in North Dakota delivered an impassioned speech in defense of her municipality's decision to fly a rainbow flag outside City Hall. Her heated remarks followed several bigoted comments from townspeople angered over the LGBTQ pride symbol's public display. And this is in North Dakota. But yeah, I thought that I did say that. I didn't notice the city. But we'll come. Minot. That's the city. Okay. I am proudly the first openly elected lesbian in North Dakota, so that is why I am not paying any heed to your crap. Evans said. She's the official. Said it September 8th at a city council meeting in Minot, which went viral after it was posted online. I live in Minot. I am a taxpayer. I am a person. I get to see myself represented on that flagpole. This city is big enough for all of us. Me having a flag doesn't take away anything from your rights and freedoms, she continued. I'm sorry it doesn't make you feel comfortable, but we're here, we're queer, and we're not going away. The flag, which was approved...
Imagine... I'm sorry, I was going to say imagine being so fragile that you're offended by a fucking rainbow.
Yeah, I know, right? And the thing is, I've seen like the video of it because on the article itself they have like the full like 2-hour meeting video, and there were just at least 4 or 5 people at that meeting who just wanted to talk about the flag and just speak out against it because oh my god, it's trampling on their freedom somehow. Like, what the hell, man?
It costs literally $0 to look the other way.
Yeah, I know, right?
You guys do it for every other fucking issue.
Yeah, so...
I hate the hypocrisy.
Yeah. Just...
Hypocrisy makes me angry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And later on, they do have a couple of things that people have said, like one man claimed that the LGBT flag represents the genitals of certain Americans, while another said he'd be...
My balls are blue and my dick is purple.
There you go.
Oh, we're back to the purple one.
There you go.
Have you seen my tits? They're bright red.
There you go. Oh. Just another said he'd be embarrassed to explain the flag's meaning to children. It just means gay people exist, and lesbians, and bisexuals, and trans folk, and people who are not exclusively cis-het people.
Imagine being compassionate towards your fellow human beings.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not like anyone preached that, like you constantly quote at people, is it? Like, there's no one that you keep insisting that everyone else should be following that would ever say, love your fellow man, now is there?
Gee. Another resident who follows this Middle Easterner that we're talking about said that flying the flag could lead to pedophiles being glorified.
Oh, fuck off with that!
Oh.
Yeah, don't lump them
shit
together. Fuck that noise.
Yeah, and
that's offensive.
That is very.
Punch that guy in the dick.
Yeah, and by the way,
I'll shove him into a locker.
Yeah, and
there you go. Yeah, give him a swirly.
Yay!
Yes.
But no. Here's the thing. On that particular front as well. If you're one of those people who are spreading around this whole bullshit about minor attracted people, it's like, no, y'all are fucking pedophiles or febophiles, depending on the age of your target. Piss off.
Yeah.
And even if it's just and even the people who spread it just to be dicks, y'all fuck off too.
They're just as despicable as like any Nazi furries.
Yeah.
Like, that's a problem. Like furries are cool people, but there are some people in that scene that try to push that like, you know, message or agenda or symbolism so hard, and it's just like, wow, what the fuck are you doing? Shut up and go away, please. You're not welcome here.
Yeah.
We don't do fascism.
Yeah. We don't care if you think the uniform looks spiffy. No.
I mean, to be fair, it is Hugo Boss.
Yeah. Still.
So,
Let's see. While a woman said it's the kind of thing that leads to looting, riots, and destruction. Bullshit.
let's stop looting and destroying.
I'd venture to say if it was if our existence was more colorful, there would be less of that.
Yeah. Just a little bit there. Another woman said it was a dishonest move for Evans, who, I'll remind you all, she is a lesbian. The article's running a little long, so. Who was elected this year to not have explicitly made it known she was a lesbian during her campaign. Because it didn't matter!
Yeah.
Like, seriously. One's sexuality does not matter if they can do their job. Like, I don't care what... I'm gonna go to him again. I don't care what Ron DeSantis' sexuality is. It doesn't affect me. If he's using his sexuality as a shield, just like a religion, as a shield to push things through that are going to treat people unfairly, that are going to subjugate and suppress people that he doesn't like, then we have a problem with it. That is why people have a problem with Jerry Falwell Jr. You know, he recently got into some shit, you know, with his sexual bullshit. And he said
got sacked.
He got sacked from Liberty University, which was the university his father put together, you know, and rose up and everything. So that says something. The sexuality part is not the problem. It's the hypocrisy behind it. And speaking of which, you know what we could have had when the last governor's election came around? We could have had a black bisexual man as governor.
That would have been cool as hell.
That would have been. It was like, really? You fucking bigoted redneck motherfuckers. I say rednecks, but... Evans, who grew up in Minot, told the local news in June she left the city 3 decades ago because she didn't feel welcome because of her sexual orientation. She returned in 2017, and she now finds Minot, which is a town of less than 50,000 people, to be much more accepting now. People change. Places grow, which is good. Yay. After she was elected, she said she planned to advocate for a municipal ordinance forbidding LGBTQ discrimination in public accommodations. She also said she wanted to make the city more accessible for people with disabilities, as she herself has multiple sclerosis. This woman, this woman right here, all right, she is just yes. Oh, yes. So, yeah, fuck all the naysayers up there in Minot, North Dakota. Fuck all y'all bigoted asses. And
fuck all this fear mongering. We're still making progress, whether people want it or not. That's just the way of it.
Yeah, just, you know. Oh, but she didn't say so when she was running. She shouldn't have to. And she doesn't have to. Like, you know, Andrew Gillum. He didn't have to say he was bisexual when he was running. Nobody cared. He's, you know, he came out very recently, publicly, and said, hey, yeah, I'm bi, man. You know? It's like, you know, that didn't matter at the time. You know, and
like all these fucking supposedly heterosexual white male politicians aren't getting sucked off by the same pool boy that's fucking their wives.
Yeah. It's like, it's just, if you're into kinky shit, embrace it. You don't have to share it. Just embrace it. Don't be
just be chill with everybody, you know. If you love yourself, don't hate on your own sexual deviancy, and the world will be a more peaceful place.
Exactly. Just
love thyself.
Yes. Oh. So with that, we are going to. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I posted a thing in the green room. But if Mel or anyone who didn't listen to last week's or the last time's show the devious defecator, I think it was. I have further thoughts on pedophilia in there where we discussed that. So feel free to please do check that out if you haven't already. But I'm curious about how it represents certain Americans' penises. I'm that part's kind of locked in my head for some reason. It's like, what? I also...
Because I don't know, the stripes are just long phalluses. It's just a representation of a bunch of colorful dicks touching.
There you go.
Okay, a couple of quick points. One, this woman sounds awesome. Two, who gives a fuck? It's just a flag, grow up. Three,
Yeah.
I have this analogy I like to use. It's my Subway analogy. It's like, so you're in Subway, and the person in front of you doesn't order your favourite sandwich. I mean, how dare they not order your perfect combination sandwich? Because that affects your life. Wait, hang on. How does it affect your life? It just
doesn't.
means you're more guaranteed to get the bread you want and the filling you want. Because it might be towards the end of the day, if they ordered your perfect sandwich, there might not anything left for you.
Yeah.
How is it affecting your life?
Yeah, it's like I look at another guy. Oh, you don't want to bang women. Okay, well that means higher chance for me to bang women. I mean, that's a very shallow way of putting it, but
I tell people all the time on Twitter, I'm like, if you don't respect your woman, I'm gonna take her.
there you go.
Yeah. So I posted this cartoon though. Ethan posted it in a different server we're in, and it's a young gay presenting couple. One's wearing a rainbow t-shirt, the other one's wearing a trans vest, a trans little t-shirt. And they look very cute and happy. And I'm not going to specify what gender they are because there's a trans person there, and I don't want to gender them. I don't want to misgender. And there's this guy. Yeah, they are a cute pair of people showing their pride.
Yes.
And then there's this guy watching that goes, "There go the gays! Maybe if I'd respect them if they didn't make their whole make it their whole entire personality." Camera pans out, MAGA hat, t-shirt saying "Build the Wall," bumper stickers, America, pee pee poo poo, Trump 20, Confederate flag, that Calvin, that Hobbes thing where he's peeing, I don't get that, an American flag, Make America Great Again, 4 more years, no collusion.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you saying about making it their personality?
4 more years.
Excuse me.
I bet he had one of those.
Camera.
He probably had one of those Jesus fish stickers.
Anyway,
slapped on
as I
there,
was saying,
too.
for those of you who can't see this cartoon, and maybe you go and post it somewhere that you can see it. Yeah, that's funny, but yeah, it's an agreement.
My country is a mess.
And I apologise. My boyfriend thinks he's funny. Oh, you want to make bumming great again? Then yeah, fair enough. But the rest of it, no. No, shut up! I'm still recording.
Oh dear. But
He's like, you had me at pee pee poo poo.
So
did I just miss something?
Possibly. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe.
But anyway, we are going.
That's tea.
Yeah. We are going to go ahead and get out of here for this week. And should be back, all things being considered and equal, we should be back next week. And again, I'm going to plug them again. Go listen to channel KRT. They do good work. They've got just the 2 episodes. You can catch up in a couple of hours. Really I like their style, like their chemistry, and all of that. And you can find them wherever podcasts are being put down. So Mel, since you are in the technical guest seat here, where can we find you? Where can we find you on the internets?
Well, definitely not Facebook, and everybody should delete their Facebook. But I'm on, let's see, you can find me at www.melparadise.com, melsushishack.com, there's etsy.com/shop/melparadise. You can just Google me, you'll find me.
Yes. And I do recommend the sushis. The bigger ones are really good and really snuggly. Yeah. All right, so...
and if you haven't, while I'm here, I'm on YouTube, too. I rarely post, but sometimes I'll do some, dumb little song or something, and there's a little rap about the fake sushi on there, so go listen to my little sushi song, because it's cute.
Aww.
Yes. All right, so Michelle, where could we find you?
I have a link tree, linktr.ee/Phoenix PHEONIX11, and that's got all my stuff.
Sweet. And Scully, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Scolipendra and on Tumblr at Scolipendra91.
Sweet. And as for me, my link tree is in the doobly-doo, linktr.ee/Gomer21XX. That's got links to everything from my Twitters to my Tumblrs to the Facebook page for my public, more public Facebook page. Technically, they're both public, but it's not the one I'm promoting in the link tree. Instagram. I even have TikTok, which I finally put one up, and I think I mentioned it earlier. I don't remember if it was on show or off show. It doesn't matter. It's a reminder no matter what. All of those links. Yes, certain other ones too. All of those are at the link tree. And if you want some art, because the title card that you see is done by the aforementioned Becky Hopkins, who does have herself a card, which is similar to a link tree, which is linked in the doobly-doo at beckyhop.card. That's with card with 2 R's.co. That's all of her stuff. And this normally be the part of the show where I'd pimp Mel stuff, but she's here to do that herself, so she already did that.
Oh yeah,
Saves
for
me.
sure. Speaking of sushi, I also just got a really cute teal sushi fabric in for masks. So I'm gonna have sushi masks next week as well.
Ooh. Yes.
Yeah.
She does good
Super
masks. Let me tell you, they're very functional. They work.
I got one of the largest selections on Etsy because I had to adapt and I overdo shit.
How many masks are you up to now?
Oh, my current number, I just recently recounted, but I forgot to write it down. I think I'm at like 2,300 something masks that I've sewn so far since quarantine.
Damn!
Yeah.
That
over
is
2,300.
That is good.
Nice.
So you can imagine I got really good at it because I've done so many. You don't do like 1,000 of something and not get good at it. If you do 1,000 of something and you haven't improved your skill, like maybe don't do that thing.
And of course, I need to get better about plugging this more often, but we do have a Discord server specifically for Thespian Talk. That is in the doobly-doo. If you click the link and for whatever reason it's not working or whatever, just poke at me on Twitter and I'll send you a fresh one. And then probably put that fresh one in the doobly-doo. But yeah. So thank you guys for listening. We will catch you next time. And until then, this is Gomer, the Ranting Thespian, with Michelle, Scolipendra, and Mel Paradise. Signing off.
See ya.
Later.
Bye.